Hey, we're back for a new segment on the KZ650. So I'm going to roll through some of this stuff really quick, and it's stuff that you probably don't need any explanation on. I've got some bolts that I've taken out that I'm going to replate. I've got the carburetor boots on, brand new. I've got the valve cover off, and I ran a quick polish. I didn't want it too shiny. Then I'm going to do a little hand polish on it. So I'm doing a little test here. I'm going to compare the Blue Magic, the Mother's mag and aluminum polish, and the Winall. Basically they're all a metal polish, magnesium, aluminum. So what I did is I actually did some on the top here, and I couldn't really do a great A-B look at it. So what I did is I did the sides. So what we have here is, and it's just this little square area right here, that area next to the blue dot. So right there and right there, that's the Mother's. I'm going to get this centered here. This is the metal polish cream by Blue Magic, which I think did a good job. And then the Mother's. Try to get all the different angles for you. So there's the Mother's, there's the metal. I think they're really similar. If anything, the Mother's might be just a little bit better. And then on the back side, is the Winall. And I think the Winall did, and it's really hard to tell the difference between all three of them, to be real honest with you. Now, what I did do is I did the Winall twice over here, and doing it twice does make a difference with all of them. The first time you kind of leave a little bit of the haze in these corners here, and I think you get the major stuff out. And then the second time there's still haze, but it seems like it fills in because it's not, it's a pretty clean surface on the second round, so it has a chance maybe to polish more. But there you have it. As far as I'm concerned, all three of them are pretty equal, with maybe the nod to the Mother's. So one more thing that I've got done here is this is like a before, and practice makes perfect. I tried to paint the top with the white, and as you can see there's a lot of orange peel. What I used is an automotive, or not automotive, but appliance black. It's a Rust-Oleum appliance paint, and it's really, really good stuff. Then I used it on this, and you can see that came out pretty good. It has a little orange peel in it. Then I used the PJ1 motorcycle paint for this cap, a whole lot better. I mean, you can see the drastic orange peel in this one. And then the practice on the white, I ended up with a paper towel, just dabbing ever so carefully, and I really like that. And then I also anodized the screws, so this is going to look, I think it's going to look great on the handlebars just the way it sits. I might redo the paint on this bottom. You can see the orange peel, it's really bad, so I'll have to make that decision. All right, we're back for another episode, another part of the KZ650 build. And I'm not going to go into too much recap because you can just go to the other one. But where I left off is I had the valve cover was polished, got these nice beautiful rings and new carburetor holders. And something else came in today, the vessel screwdriver set. And I'm looking forward to using these. A subscriber suggested, after he was seeing that I was using this Harbor Freight tool to get these larger screws off that most of the time are on there so hard and been in there so long that they just don't want to come out. Well, this big vessel screwdriver here is an impact also, so that's going to be really useful in getting these out. I've already got them out. They've already been replated. They're looking brand new. So the next step is I've got to work this over a little bit. I'm going to paint this black and clean everything else. Get all the wiring cleaned up. Get the spiders out of here. All the dirt. So I'm going to get the rear fender, and I've already cleaned up this headlight bucket. It's going to come out really nice. Get that all ready to paint. So that's the next step, and then move on to the coils and the handlebars. I don't know if I really want a little more shine on this. I'm going to have to think about it, but here they are, cleaned and they're painted. I found an OEM headlight bucket on eBay, so in the video it might look a little shinier, and I know that when you look at digital pictures online, everything's a little more brilliant and shiny, so I think that what I've got on there is just perfect. Here they are done. Got a lot of shine. Hard to see out here in the sun, but it looks great. And there's the paint. And it's got a number. I don't know whether that's a... I'm not sure where the number is. There we go. And here's the rear lens, the long screws for those, 2 mounting screws. And that's the rear taillight mounting to the fender. And then these are some extra case bolts, so I'm going to throw all those in the plating. Okay, I am getting this back together, and it's all looking really beautiful, and I've been told I need to use the word restore more from those people in Shingletown. They're having a fit that I just don't use restore more. So there's a taillight restored, cleaned up all this rubber stuff, and we're all painted, so it's going back together. Tail end should be done soon. The tail section is on. Tail light. It's all plugged in and wired. And the 2 screws are back in here after they're plated. And over here, I have polished this. And the side here, I put on the new pad on the Kickstarter and mounted the Kickstarter and mounted the foot pad. I put all the body pieces here on the bench, and let me tell you, these are not cheap. I got them off of eBay, and I think I got a reasonable deal on both of them, but I had to buy them both individually. But they came with the KZ650 emblem, and I can work with that. I can repaint these. So getting the color. It is not easy. It is not happening because Kawasaki never released their part number or their paint code. They named it luminous burnt red. And if you can see, I took this, let me get this turned over here. I took this to the paint shop, to my paint shop. And you can see it in the video, but this is more red than you would think. It looks orange in the camera. It's amazing the difference of color. So I took it down to the paint shop and they tried to match. They looked, one look at it, they could tell that they're just going to have to look at chips. So I found a chip that really, really is close. It's super close. And since I exhausted every effort to try and find someone who sells the paint, I called Color Right, I called all the other places that I've gotten paint from, and none of them had these years at all for their paint. And if you look here, I'm seeing it on the camera. It looks orange, but if you look at it in person, that is as red as the day is long. So I'm just matching as best I can, and this with the striping on it tells me this is from a 77. This is the real stripe kit that I'm going to need to buy. It's got the green on top, and then it's got 3 other stripes below, and that'll carry on to the bottom of the tank and also onto the tail. When the side covers, I don't believe have a stripe at all. I think this is from another year, where this one doesn't have the stripe. So I'm gonna use this matched color, and I've got a really great paint shop. They give me all the funnels, all the filters I need, all the stir sticks. They throw in quite a few cups. Now, this is called Challenger. It's their new line. It's kind of a upgrade from a Nason, and it's not quite as good as the Chromate or Chromax by can't remember who that's by, but anyway, he made me a quart ready to spray. It cost me $100, and this is just base coat, and it's going to be red. And you know what, I'm going to open this and show you what it looks like, so you can see it and I can see it down the road. I can kind of look back on this. So look how orange it looks in the camera. But it really has some orange in it. It is an orange, but it's not like this. And the pictures I see of this year, the 78, in the luminous burnt red, they look orange too in the pictures. So I think I'm on the right track, when in real time and just looking at this unfiltered, or this didn't get sun faded, in person it's red. So I'm kind of happy because I like red. And so that's where we're headed. Got all the materials. The bike has been sitting over here. It's developed a leak at the shift shaft. Of course it did, because it was probably 2 quarts of oil low. And then I filled it up with brand new oil, of course, after I got it all back together. And so brought the oil level up far enough to where it's going to pass by the shift shaft. So I've got a seal here already. But this is going to be the end of this segment. And only reason I'm kind of cutting this to a small segment is that I've been doing some sailboat stuff, and I've been doing some other things. I'm even rebuilding the carburetor on this little outboard for a sailboat. So I know those guys in Shingletown, they just keep wanting more, and I enjoy doing it for them. They're great guys over there, and since there's so much, I guess, political ease now, things are easing up. It's time for me to put another video out there for people who are looking at the KZ650. So we'll see on the next part, and it'll be, like I said before, it'll be mostly the paint and body, because that's what I'm going to do next. So we'll see you on the other side.